Hi, this is Luke Scriven at the Chicago Lighthouse, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at what you get if you buy an IrisVision. We're going to talk about what comes in the box, and we're going to talk about how to use your new device. Okay, so inside the box for your IrisVision you will find this nice black case, and if we open up this case we're going to find the device and the charging materials. So first of all we have this circular pad here. This is a wireless charging pad, and we can use this to wirelessly charge our IrisVision. Next we have the wall charger, and we can use this to plug in our wireless charging pad, and we can also use it to directly charge our device if we want to do it in a different way. You will also receive a USB to USB-C adapter, somewhat similar to this. And finally we have, of course, the device itself. So let's take a look in a little bit more detail. So let's first of all talk about different ways that you can charge your IrisVision. One of the most convenient ways is using the wireless charging pad. In order to use this, all we have to do is plug it in, and so you will find, if you feel around the underside perimeter, that there is a slot where you can plug your charger into. And once you have it plugged into the wireless charging pad, then you can plug the other end into your outlet, and then the wireless charging pad is ready to use. And this is a very convenient way of charging your device, simply because all you have to do is rest your device on top of the wireless charging pad and it will start to charge. Something you might want to note when you're doing this is, in order for the phone in the front of your IrisVision to make proper contact with the wireless charging pad, it may be necessary to rotate the dial found on the top of the headset by the head strap to the right. And this will bring your IrisVision's phone further outward and make sure that it makes proper contact with the wireless charging pad. Once you've done that, all you have to do is rest the IrisVision face down onto the wireless charging pad, and so the phone should make full contact with the charging pad. And if you've done this correctly, you will hear a noise, and you will also see a blue light come on the wireless charging pad itself, and that lets you know that you've made a proper connection and that the phone in the device is charging. It's important to try and place the phone centrally on the wireless charging pad, and that will give you the best results. So practice this a few times and see how you get on. Another way to charge your device is by using the port on the bottom of the headset. So if you have the headset facing toward you, there is a USB-C port on the right hand side, and you will feel that it's kind of like an oblong. And so you can use that to charge your device. The way that you would do this is by taking your charger and using the adapter that comes with it. You would place the adapter on the tip of the charger here, and then that would allow you then to plug it directly into your headset. And again, you will hear a noise that lets you know that you've done this properly. And this is a faster way of charging your device, so if you want to get some power quickly, that's a great way to do it. Another way to charge your device is by taking the phone from the front of the IrisVision out of the goggles and charging it separately. In order to do this, we would use the clips found to the right and to the left of the phone. And so to take the phone out, the clip on the right hand side, as we are looking at the device, would be pulled to the right, and that would allow us then to pull the phone out of the headset and just give it a wiggle, and it will come off the other clip. Once we have the phone in our hands, it's just like a regular smartphone, and the power switch, as the phone is facing toward us, is found on the right hand side. And so when you get your device, the phone will be turned off. In order to turn it on, we just hold down the power switch and we'll see that the phone will turn on. And once we've done this, the app should start automatically, and so if we were to turn the phone on, we could just then put it into the headset and start using the headset. If the app for some reason does not start automatically, we can start it ourselves by tapping on it. And you will find it at the bottom left-hand side of the screen as you are looking at the screen. And all you have to do is tap on that, and that would then start the app up. When we have the phone out of the headset, we can charge it separately, and again, this is a fast way of charging. In order to do this, you'll find on the bottom of the phone a USB charging slot, and so we take the charger that came with our device and we simply plug it in to the phone. Again, we will hear a noise to let us know that it's connected properly, and it will charge our phone. This is a very fast way of doing it, and so if you need a lot of charge quickly, this is a great way to do it. If we ever want to turn off of our phone, then we can simply hold down that same power button that we used to turn it on, and we will see on the screen 3 icons. We touch the one at the top, it will become large and move into the center of the screen. We touch it again, and now the phone will turn off. The reason that we may wish to turn our phone off is to conserve energy. And so if we're going on a trip, for example, and we want to be able to use the device and then take it off and then use it in a couple of hours' time, in order to conserve battery and make sure that it has power when we want it, we can take the phone out of the headset and turn the phone off. And then when we want to use it, we can turn the phone on, put the phone back into the headset and use the device. So it's definitely worth practicing doing this a few times. Another reason that we may need to take the phone out of the headset and use the power switch is if we've taken the headset off and haven't plugged it in or put it onto our wireless charging pad. Although the headset knows when you're looking into it and when you're not, and will go into standby when you're not, eventually it will run out of battery even when it's on standby because it's still using a small amount of power. And if this happens, all we have to do is charge our device back up, take the phone out of the headset, and then hold down the power switch, and the phone will turn on. The app should start automatically, and we can then put the phone back into the headset and start using the device. Because of this, it's definitely worth practicing doing this a few times so you get the idea of how this works. A couple of things to bear in mind regarding the clips on the headset. As the headset's facing toward you, the clip on the left-hand side has some options for different size phones. First of all, in the center of the clip, there is a white switch. This should always be pushed to the left. If it's accidentally pushed to the right, it's possible to remove the top of that clamp, and we don't want to do this. So always make sure that the white switch in the center of that clamp is pushed to the left. The other thing is, this clamp has 2 positions, position A and B. Underneath the clamp there are the letters A and B with a green dot showing you which position the clamp is currently in. The clamp should always be in position B. If you've accidentally moved this, it's necessary to move it back into place. When the clamp is raised upward, in the recess underneath you will find a switch which you can press down, and that allows you to slide the clamp either to the left as the headset's facing toward you, or to the right. And so if you've accidentally moved that clamp into position A, then you need to push down that switch and then slide the clamp to the right into position B. And that will make sure then that your phone fits into your headset. You'll notice if the clamp is in position A, the phone will not fit properly into the headset and will fall out. And so if this is happening, then you know that's because this clamp has been moved. So now let's put the phone back into the headset and take a look at some of the controls. Okay, so placing the phone back into the headset is pretty simple. We would want to make sure that both of these clamps are raised up, and so this is then pushed down. In order to raise them up, we just have to push the left clamp to the edge until it raises up, and the right clamp to the right until it raises up. At this point, we would take our phone, and with the IrisVision logo facing the correct way up, that should mean now that the bottom of the phone with the USB port will line up with this clamp on the left-hand side, and when we push it down onto that clamp, then it will make a noise to let us know it's connected properly. At this point, we can push the phone downward and push it until it clamps into place with the clamp on the right-hand side. Pretty simple. Again, I recommend practicing this a few times to get a feel for it. Once we've done that, our device is ready to use. The controls for IrisVision are all located on the headset. On the right-hand side, as we're wearing the device, there is a touchpad, and you can feel the outer edges of the touchpad because they're raised, and you can also feel the center of the touchpad as there is a raised dot in the center of the touchpad. This is what we would be using for our magnification controls and also to adjust the size of the bubble. Additionally, there are two buttons located above the touchpad. The one closest to our head, which is more recessed, is not currently used. The one to the right of that, which sticks out more, is the one that we would use to switch between modes. The three modes are our focusing grid, our live video magnification mode, and our reading mode with inverted colors. On the top of the headset is located a focusing dial. This is where the head strap goes into the headset at the top, and we can rotate this dial to adjust the focus of the image at any time. The camera in the device is autofocus. This dial will simply sharpen things up a little bit if we need that to happen. There are some additional controls for entering a menu, but generally we don't need to worry about those. Mostly we are focused on the touchpad, on the mode button, and on the focusing dial at the top. So let's go ahead and put the headset on and we'll see what we can see. When placing the headset on, there are some adjustments that we can make in order to make it comfortable. The straps are all Velcro and all adjustable, and so on the top we are able to undo the strap to adjust how long the strap that goes over the head is. And then to the right and the left we also have adjustable straps, again Velcro, that let us adjust the width of the head straps, and so we can adjust these to get the most comfortable fit for us. It should be noted you can place your IrisVision directly over your glasses, so if you wear a distance prescription, it's recommended that you place the IrisVision right over your glasses, and that should give you the best quality image. I'm going to put the headset on now. You're going to be able to see what I can see in here on the tablet. You should note that you will see two images on the tablet, one for each eye, but when I have the device on, I just see one unified image. So now I have my headset on, and hopefully you can see in the tablet what I can see. This is the focusing grid. This is the first screen that we will see, and at this point we can focus the image to get it as sharp as we can before we actually go into the live video magnification mode. In order to adjust the sharpness of this image, we use the dial on the top, which is located by the head strap, and we can rotate that dial to the right or the left. Now on the tablet you might not see a difference, but in the headset I can see that this grid is getting sharper, and then as I rotate it more it will get out of focus. And so I want to try and get this as sharp as I can. I can either look into the center of the grid, or I can look at the word focus, which is located above the grid. Once I've done this, I'm ready to go into the live video magnification mode. To do this, I'm going to locate the button above the touchpad to the right, and I'm going to press that, and we will now go into the live video magnification mode. And here we are. So now I can see the room, and I'm looking around and I can see the picture on the wall, and I can see my cup of coffee over there. Excellent. So now let's start to manipulate the image in order to see things a little bit closer. So I'm going to use the magnification controls to zoom in. This is done by using the touchpad located on the right of the headset, and I'm going to make a swiping gesture toward my head. Now, each time I swipe, it will zoom in more. And now if I swipe away from my head, each time I swipe, the magnification will get less. And so this is the main control of the IrisVision. This is the thing that we're most interested in, using our magnification to zoom in and to zoom out. The other controls we can use with the touchpad are swiping up and down, and this will change the size of what they call the bubble. Let me go ahead and show you. I'm going to swipe downward on the touchpad, and you will see that a bubble is getting smaller in the center of my vision. Inside this bubble, magnification takes place, and so if I swipe toward my head, you will see that the image inside the bubble is getting larger. However, outside of the bubble is still regular size. This is really useful if we are, for example, talking to somebody and we want to see the room around us at the same time as we want to see their face magnified. We can make this bubble smaller, and we can find their face in the bubble, and then we can talk to them, and we're able to see their face, but we can also see around, see the room in its normal size. So it's very cool. In order to make this bubble larger again, we're going to swipe upward, and we can keep on swiping upward until the bubble is full screen, and essentially the bubble will disappear now, and now everything is going to be magnified. Now you should note that we can actually still adjust the focus using the focusing wheel at the top of the headset while we're in the live video magnification mode. And so anytime that we want to, we're able to rotate that dial to the left or the right to try and make things a little bit sharper if we need to. Now, some of the more advanced functions of the IrisVision are found in the menus. To access these, we use the volume buttons, which are located on the right-hand side just beyond the touchpad. And there is a volume up and a volume down. If we press the volume down, we can get into a menu, and we keep on pressing volume down until we reach where it says clinical menu, and then tap on the touchpad. And now we have a number of different things that we're able to alter. So first of all, let's take a look at the bubble shape. So I'm going to use my volume down button to get to where it says bubble shape. I'm going to tap on the touchpad, and now I can use my touchpad to choose between different options. So let's choose square. I'm going to tap on the touchpad to select that. Now I'm going to use my volume down until I get to where it says return to scene, and tap on the touchpad. Now when I change the size of the bubble, you're going to see that the shape has changed, and it's now a square instead of a circle, and hopefully you're able to see that in the tablet. Now, some people will find this preferential. When it's full screen, it doesn't make too much difference, but when you are making it smaller, it's a different shape, and you might find that you prefer this. Okay, let's take a look at some of the other options in the menu. I'm going to use my volume keys again to go down to clinical menu, tap on the touchpad, and this time we'll take a look at bubble position. This is quite interesting. So we can move the position of the bubble to the left, or to the right, or up, or down. And I'm doing that by using my touchpad and just swiping left, right, down, and up. One good example of how you could use this, which I had with a client, is if you want to watch a ball game and you want to see the scores magnified at the bottom of the screen, and you also want to see the rest of the game going on at the same time. And so you can move that bubble to the bottom left, and inside that bubble you can magnify, and that's where the score's found. But then the rest of the screen is normal size, and you're looking at your television and you can see the game going on as you regularly would. So that's one good idea. Let's go back into our menu. This time I'm going to choose Restore Default, and that will change all the settings back to their defaults. And now we're going to go back into the menu, and we'll take a look at ambient and contrast. Now, ambient, if we tap on that, allows us to change the ambience of the light. And this will change the overall brightness of the screen. And so we can swipe to the left to increase the brightness, and we can swipe to the right to decrease the brightness. And depending on your eye condition, you might find that you prefer it to be darker or lighter. And so it can be fun to experiment with this and see what looks best to you. Contrast will change the contrast of the colors. Again, swiping to the right or left, I can change the intensity of the contrast in between the different colors. And again, we can experiment and see what works best for us. So that's how to use your IrisVision. It's got a lot of cool features. Most of the time you're going to be using the magnification controls and the size of the bubble, but there are other features there if you want them. And once you practice a little bit, you'll find it's very simple to use. IrisVision can be used in a number of different contexts. So for example, if you want to see people's faces better when you're talking to them, if you want to watch television, you can look at your computer screen. You can take IrisVision to a museum and it will allow you to better see the exhibits. You can use it for reading. There's many different functions, and the main thing is you just try it out in as many different environments as you can and see where it works best for you. A couple of things that I've found with my clients are definitely worth noting. One thing is the headset, when you put it on, will automatically turn on. It knows you're looking into it. When you take it off, it will automatically go into standby. When it's in standby, it's still using power. And so if you haven't put it on the charger, then you'll find if you leave it overnight, it will run out of power, at which point it's necessary to charge it up, take the phone out of the headset, turn the phone on, place it back into the headset, and then it's ready to use. One thing which can fool the headset into thinking that you're looking into it is if the strap is inside the eyepieces, like so. If you have the strap in there, the headset may think that you're looking into it and turn itself on. A couple of times that this may become an issue is if you are taking the headset somewhere, for example, in your carry case, and you've put the headset in there and you've tucked the strap inside and the phone is on, and then when you get to the location where you want to use it, you may find that you're low on battery. So be careful to try and keep the headset out, the strap out of the headset if you are taking it somewhere. Another time that this may be an issue is if you're charging the device. If you've placed the device onto the charger and the strap is inside the headset like this, it will still charge, but it will charge slowly. And when you take the headset off of the charger, you may find that the phone is very warm because it's been on for a number of hours. So it's definitely worth bearing those things in mind. In order to get more battery life, you can utilize an external battery. So I have one here. This is an example of an external battery. This one's nice and flat, very lightweight, and it will give you a good amount of extra time with your device. And so the way that this works is you plug one end of a USB cable into the external battery. The other end, which is going to be a USB-C connection, you can plug that directly into your headset, and now you can get power to the device as you're going. And so if the battery built into the phone has run out of power, you can provide additional power using one of these. And so if you're planning on going on a long trip where you want to use the IrisVision for a number of hours, for example, I've had people going on cruises and things like that, then it's a good idea to get an external battery to give yourself some extra life and give yourself those extra hours so you can make sure that when you want to use Iris, it's there and ready for use. So I hope you found this video informative. There's a lot of things that you can do with the Iris, and knowing how to use it properly is really going to enhance your experience. I hope you enjoy the use of your IrisVision, and of course, if you have any questions, you can always call me at 312-997-3649, and I would be happy to help you out. Thanks a lot for watching.